whenever I found out I was diagnosed, I really wanted to keep it a secret. Like, I didn't want to tell any of my friends what was going on because I already felt so different. Being 10 years old, like, I've never had to deal with needles or anything. And little did I know, a week later, like, that was gonna be my life. Type 1 diabetes is your pancreas does not produce insulin, you're insulin deficient. And it's usually seen in younger children, and sometimes there's cases of adult onset, but it's not really caused by anything, it's just an autoimmune disease.
As one of the 15,000 children diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, Janelle shares the trials she faced at a young age.
I was 10 years old, I was in 5th grade. I started losing weight randomly. I lost about 12 pounds, and at the time I didn't weigh a lot anyway, so that was kind of a big factor in it. And then I started eating all the time, like drinking water all the time, and I was still losing all this weight. So my parents were like, okay, something's wrong, like we need to get it checked out. And I went to the doctor. They were just kind of like, well, you need to get some blood tests done, like we don't exactly know what it's gonna be yet, and all that. And so went and got my blood taken for the first time, which was a really scary experience. A week later, I got a call from the doctor's office, or my mom got a call from the doctor's office saying that I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes.
After finding out she was diabetic, she didn't want to let that stop her from being involved in her everyday activities.
It almost made me more determined to be involved because I didn't want to be different from everyone else. I just wanted to be a normal person. So I made sure I monitored myself well enough to where I wouldn't have to miss out on anything in high school. I was in cheerleading and I was in choir, but with cheer, it was basically just, I had to monitor my blood sugar extra. I had to make sure that if I was doing heavy exercising or conditioning, like working out, make sure I had some sort of carbohydrate with me.
Janelle explained how her diabetes affected her not only physically, but socially as well.
My friend group deteriorated, basically. I mean, I was in 5th grade. It wasn't like that huge of a deal, but it definitely was something to adapt to because I already felt so different, and then the fact that my friends weren't accepting me now that I had an autoimmune disease was just a huge impact on me, and it was really hard to deal with. Now I've had my diabetes for almost 9 years. So it's really become a daily habit for me. It's kind of just like muscle memory. I wake up, check my blood sugar, get my insulin, and I've gotten to the point where I can really easily count my carbs, and that's how I determine how much insulin I get. So it's really just become super routine for me. I don't really have to think about it as much. If I could tell somebody that was just recently diagnosed with diabetes any piece of advice, I would probably just say, take care of yourself. There's so many different long-term effects that people don't realize at the time because nothing's happening to them in the now. But if you just make a habit of taking care of yourself on a daily basis, you can live the life of a normal person.